Hi, I'm Craig Yancey, this is Kurt Walters, and between us is the AttiCat expanding blown-in insulation system. The system includes the AttiCat insulation blowing machine and AttiCat expanding blown-in pink fiberglass insulation to give you the finest total solution for blowing your attic.
Owens Corning developed the complete AttiCat system to give do-it-yourselfers and professionals an easy and effective way to blow attics. What makes it very effective is best explained by reviewing some basic principles from Insulation 101. Fiberglass insulation works on the principle of trapped air pockets. Millions of tiny air pockets form between the tangled strands of the fiberglass insulation. These air pockets resist the passage of heat flow through the material, reducing heat loss in the winter and heat gain in the summer. What happens now is the AttiCat insulation blowing machine conditions the AttiCat expanding blow-in pink fiberglass insulation by breaking it up and fluffing it, thereby adding millions of tiny air pockets that give the material its insulating power. The insulation is further conditioned throughout the length of the hose. As the AttiCat pink fiberglass insulation bounces its way up to your attic, more and more air pockets are added, increasing its insulating power the entire way.
The AttiCat machine is a self-feeding system with an auto cutter and basically puts fiberglass insulation where you want it. There is no mess either. The fiberglass insulation releases and expands completely inside the machine. The AttiCat system is a low dust system, providing easy cleanup because the machine does the work for you. And most importantly, it has many safety features you will learn about in this program to help you prevent accidents.
Now let's see the AttiCat expanding blown-in insulation system at work.
Before you start the job, be sure you have all the right equipment and materials to complete the job. You'll need a step ladder to safely access the attic, extension cord, 3-conductor grounded 14-gauge 15-amp, drop cloths, retractable utility knife, lighting for the attic, staple gun, AttiCat insulation ruler, available where product is sold, marking pen, and safety equipment, which should include a dust mask, safety glasses, work gloves, long-sleeve shirt, pants, and safety shoes. Here are the materials you'll need. Attic vents to surround access holes and other openings in the attic. Eave or soffit ventilation such as Owens Corning's Rafter-Mate attic vents. Batter foam insulation to cover attic hatch. AttiCat machine with remote control and 100-foot hose assembly, and bags of AttiCat blown-in pink fiberglass insulation. AttiCat insulation can be blown on top of any other type of insulation product. To calculate how much AttiCat blown-in insulation you will need to add to your attic, first estimate the total square feet that you want to insulate. If the attic space is square, you simply multiply the length by the width. If the attic is sectioned, then break down the area into smaller rectangles and add these areas together. Please refer to the AttiCat project planning guide available where product is sold to help determine how much AttiCat insulation you will need to add. Owens Corning, industry leader, recommends R50 or 18 3/4 inches of blown insulation to maximize your energy efficiency. Check your local building codes for further information. Carefully remove the machine from your vehicle. You will be supplied with sufficient blowing hose to run the machine from your driveway. If you dismantle the machine to transport it, you simply need to reattach the top portion to the bottom and lock it into place. The machine will not operate unless the top and bottom are properly aligned. Before you start, examine your attic to be sure it is adequately ventilated. Check local building codes for required ventilation area. Install a rigid barrier around the attic hatch to prevent insulation from falling out when you access the attic. You can use Owens Corning Selford Rigid Foam Insulation Board. Be sure the barrier is taller than the thickness of the insulation you plan to install. Do not block eave venting or soffit vents with insulation. Install Owens Corning Rafter-Mate attic vents between eave vents and attic to ensure airflow. Install cardboard baffling around heat-generating sources such as non-IC can lights or flues and metal chimneys. Keep cardboard and insulation at least 3 inches from heat sources. Inspect any ductwork in the attic and make sure all connections are sound. If necessary, seal duct joints prior to installing insulation. Keep the AttiCat machine outside of your house or in your garage. Lay drop cloths in the house and protect corners with cardboard or other material along the path of the hose to protect walls, floors, and other surfaces. Using a staple gun, install AttiCat rulers on joists, roof trusses, or vertical framing to determine how much insulation you will need to add. Install one every 10 feet or so that they are clearly visible. Run the hose into the attic. Extend enough hose to reach the furthest point in the attic. Note, AttiCat machine projects insulation a distance of approximately 8 to 10 feet. For your safety, please pay attention to these cautions and warnings. The AttiCat system has many safety features for your protection. When working in the attic, walk only on the ceiling rafters or joists and not on the ceiling. You can also place a piece of plywood or particle board over the joist to walk across the attic. Be careful of overhead obstructions and nails penetrating through the roof deck. Maintain a minimum clearance of 3 inches around any heat-generating sources in the attic. If a light fixture is labeled IC rated, it is safe to blow insulation over it. Keep hands and tools away from any moving parts. Do not remove the top of the machine while it is in operation. If you attempt this, it will stop operating immediately. The AttiCat also has a main power switch that gives the machine operator the opportunity to turn the machine off at any time. Do not force insulation into the machine. Feed 1/2 bags at a time and let the machine do the work for you to avoid jams. Do not attempt to clean the AttiCat machine or hose until machine is completely off and extension cord is disconnected. Never operate the AttiCat machine if it or the operator is standing in water. Serious injury may result. Plug extension cord into the AttiCat machine. Connect it to a standard 110-volt electrical outlet. Turn the main power switch on and the white power light will illuminate. The main can now be operated from the remote. Connect the hose to the machine. When ready for flow of insulation, the installer in the attic will press the green button on the remote located on the hose. The machine's blower will start, and after a few seconds, the agitators will begin to rotate. The machine may be stopped by either the attic installer or the machine operator by pressing the red stop button on either the remote or the machine. Using a utility knife, cut a bag of insulation along cut line. Break the package in half. Machine's feeder is specifically designed to accommodate a half bag of AttiCat pink fiberglass blown-in insulation. Hold the half bag by end flaps and insert the cut end into the machine. Push the half bag completely into the feeder until it stops. The built-in auto cutter will cut plastic packaging, thereby releasing insulation into the machine. It is important that you remove the packaging because it may clog the machine and should be removed once the half bag has been released. Do not attempt to forcefully push or hand feed loose insulation down into the machine. Add another half bag of insulation once the machine feeder has emptied and the agitator paddles can be seen through the window. You can now turn the machine on and notify the installer in the attic that they can begin to blow the insulation. To stop the flow of insulation at any time, press the stop button on the remote. This will stop the AttiCat machine. Direct the hose toward the eaves and begin by blowing insulation at the point furthest from the attic opening. Insulation should flow out of the hose and fall onto the surface 8 to 10 feet away. As each attic section is filled, move slowly backward toward the attic opening. Repeat this process until the attic is fully insulated. Ensure eave vents and heat-generating fixtures are not covered with insulation. When you're close to the attic opening, use a gloved hand to deflect the insulation downward. Please note, Owens Corning shall not be responsible for any injury, damage, loss, cost, expense, or liability relating to failure to follow these instructions. Failure to follow these instructions may affect Owens Corning's obligations under this product's limited warranty. When the job is complete, the attic should have a flat layer of insulation throughout. All of the bags calculated should have been used. This ensures that you're getting the R value intended. You will need to staple a piece of batt insulation or Sulfur rigid foam board over the top of the access hole and then position the cover back into place. When the job is finished, do not forget to clean up the area, especially around the access hole. Disconnect the electrical cord and hose from the machine. Dismantle the machine into 2 pieces if necessary to transport back to the store. Neatly coil the hose up in their containers. Return the AttiCat to the store and congratulate yourselves for a job well done. By following the simple directions in this video, you will find insulating attics with the Owens Corning AttiCat Expanding Blown-In Insulation System is an easy do-it-yourself project. Your efforts will reward you with a more energy-efficient and comfortable home for many years to come.